All right, we're live. Jake, I've just what's the latest? Can you tell us what the latest is on the Porzingis situation?
The latest is Brad is trying to wake Danny Ainge up, and get him to take Malcolm Brogdon and Danilo Gallinari, because I think so. That's the issue right now. Is that I don't know how the Clippers decided at the last second that the Brogdon injuries were too bad for them to not actually make the deal. Like,
Hmm.
what could they possibly have learned that they didn't already know in the last day, 6 hours, however long they were doing this deal? Like, what is Steve Ballmer doing? To take your injury riddled point guard that doesn't pass and be done with it. So now we need Porzingis to opt in. We're hoping it happens in 11 minutes, but if you remember the Hayward situation, we can extend the
Yeah,
deadline until tomorrow or whatever. So
wouldn't we'd consider that a win at this point, right? Like because that shows intent to continue down this road and potentially resolve it. Um, whereas if
it
they
is,
don't make
yeah,
that extension, it's dead in the water, right? It's
it
over.
is it is wild because like I woke up at like 7 o'clock. So was that? It's like 7 hours ago, and I didn't know anything about Porzingis, hadn't thought about it, and then I'm all in. I need Porzingis on the team now.
Oh yeah.
He's fixing the offensive issues, defensive versatility, front court. They're all ensuring each other. Al Robin and the Zingo. So I need it now. I need it now.
Well, we've got a live Twitter feed up on screen.
Yeah.
We've got the first of the floor Twitter feed on the left. We've got curated Celtics media Twitter feed going on the right there. So if something does come through the pipeline, it's going to pop up on screen here. We're here to react to whatever happens as people start to trickle in. Um, I think it's safe to say we have. Oh, there's
Oh,
Woj finalizing a
finalizing a
deal.
deal. Come on. Go on,
It's a
Brad.
deal.
Go
The
on,
deal's
Brad.
been finalized.
Go on, Brad.
It's there.
What do we got? Okay, are finalizing a deal. All right, now we're going to see. Now,
There
this
you
is
go.
the
Let's
thing.
bring it up.
Question: would you have given them the 35th pick to get this done?
So, do we know what's involved?
No, not yet.
Um,
I think yes. At this point, you kind of have to.
but I don't think that Brad operates under the same level of blue balls
No,
that
I'm a
you
little
and I
bitch.
might.
I'm a little
Yeah.
bitch. I
I'd be like,
because
just
like
take anything.
yeah,
Take my
yeah.
pants. Take my
Well, because
jacket.
like
Take the 35th pick.
yeah, Brad. But because at the same time, it's like okay, cool. You want to keep Porzingis? He's gonna opt out, and you're gonna lose him for nothing. Or right now, you can take Brogdon and Gallinari. You can build back both of their value and get value for both of them. Like they're not gonna be good enough so you don't. So like you can't tank. Like Gallo coming off an ACL, Brogdon injury, and Chris Paul. Like all three of those players um, aren't helping you get anywhere outside of the bottom five of the lottery, especially when you're losing Kuzma. So he's tough. Brad could sit here and be like, "Look, man, I can give you the assets. I'm giving you stuff you can flip. We literally just traded for a first round pick an hour ago. I have no doubt that you'll be able to move this."
Yeah.
And this new
Yeah.
GM's like, shit. I'm
I
like
am
winger.
scanning Twitter, trying
Yeah,
to
I know.
find more information. Mark Stein's just come in with there's no other details yet, other than
I'll,
Kristaps to Boston is indeed happening.
I'll check the Celtics blog Slack, but
Great idea.
which is as cool as I can be when it comes to sources. That's
Oh,
that's
so good. So good to have
which
access
which
to those guys.
which which is a lot closer than I was a year ago. But there's nothing in there. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if people had gone to bed, right? Like Spoody's got no idea this has happened, obviously.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a big wake up and check his phone in the middle of the night guy, just based on the timing that he replies to some of my messages.
Yeah.
But Corrales has chimed in with great job by Brad to salvage my podcast from earlier
Yeah.
today.
Well, yeah, yeah. Like Michael Pena was like, and this is the game, right? You know, we literally had done a whole podcast, which was awesome. Um,
Yeah,
but like, screw the podcast. I want Zingy, the Zingus,
yeah,
The Zinger Burger. What are we
because
gonna call him?
it was that feeling of loss, right? That what we hadn't
Yeah,
really felt since the end of the playoffs there.
yeah,
That we had this little carrot dangled, and we're like, yes, joy is back in our lives, and then it gets
uh,
yanked away, only to now be returned again. So we're riding
yeah.
the roller coaster.
We're back. We're we're up in game 4 of the Philly series. We lose game 5, we win game 6, and we've apparently won game 7 once again because the Celtics cannot do anything like a
There
normal.
he is.
The legend, the big dog. Da 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 da. Snoop
So
Dogg.
good.
There we
So
go.
okay, so we've got some people trickling in as the news comes out.
Yeah.
Folks who are joining us, we are completely off the rails. Normally we do quite a structured pod here, but we just thought we'd jump on 10 minutes to midnight, see if anything happens. It fucking has. It's
Yeah.
awesome. And so these are our real time reactions. There's not a lot to react to other than Porzingis to Boston is happening. We don't have any details yet. It could be a while given the time of date there, or time
Yeah.
of night rather, until something trickles in. But it's happening, Jake.
Well,
Thoughts?
I mean, I wonder, like, look, all these NBA people in general are built for late nights, right? Like, these games are always going. Celtics late night is back. That's right, baby. Let's
Yes.
go. Yeah. So, like, everybody's built for these late nights. Everybody's up. So I wouldn't be surprised, especially these like few days leading into the draft and then the draft, obviously. So like everybody's ready to be up. Everybody's got the Red Bulls on on deck. I guess to people in the chat, you didn't really give me an answer, but like, would you give the 35th pick up to get this deal done, or a future first round pick, or the other pick that we do have is the San Antonio second round pick that's top 55 projected. That's the other
Mhm.
pick, or do you just,
Definitely that one.
I mean, or do you just go balls of steel and say we're not doing it unless you just take him? Oh, whoa,
Uh,
whoa, whoa! Tyus Jones to the off, man. I almost just had a conniption that we were about to get Tyus Jones as well. What have we got?
oh my god.
Come on, Brad. All right. Washington is completing a 3-way deal with Boston and Memphis that will send guard Tyus Jones to the Wizards. All right.
Wow.
Brad
So
is moving, dude. Moving.
so what are the what are the Grizz getting back?
Are they the
Scrambling
ones?
for info
Are
here.
they the ones getting Brogdon and or Gallinari? Like they would be more
Yeah.
comfortable taking on like an older veteran guy, and like because Tyus Jones has money on his deal. Like I think for another 2 years or so. Double check
Yeah.
that. So, and like obviously he's a younger player, so he fits maybe like the Washington blow it up plan. Oh, but no, I
Uh-huh.
mean he has one more year left after this, so that's why Washington likes this deal more. It's because Brogdon has 2 years and Tyus only has one, so that makes more sense for Washington. But why would Memphis do this? I wonder. They must be
So just to
getting
be clear,
something.
but is this not Brogdon going to Memphis?
I don't know. I guess so. I'm just saying, why
'Cause
would they want Brogdon?
well, Ja Morant is out for the first 25 games of the season. They
Yeah,
need like think of like if you could shortlist 5 point guards in the league to tutor Ja Morant and to sort of get his mind right. Brogdon's in the top of that list, surely. He's like
yeah,
this elder statesman.
Yeah, Jackson's on it in the chat here. Like he can teach Jar about good gun safety.
Yeah,
Um,
just disarm him.
Tim Shields, interesting. Brogdon makes a ton of sense for the Grizzlies with the Ja Morant suspension, but like,
Mhm.
didn't Tyus Jones make lots of sense with the Ja Morant suspension as well? Like,
Yeah.
what's like the Grizzlies are really good without Ja and with Tyus as the starting point guard. Um,
So we're thinking the
I'm
Grizz have got to be getting something back,
I'm
as well as Brogdon at this point.
I would think so. Like, how much are the Wizards just valuing cap space? That's the question. Because if they're the
Mhm.
ones that are like, that's what's going to be hilarious. Is if the the people that are sending out a pick, like if the Grizzlies are getting a second round pick from the freaking Wizards, That's that's just going to be so impressive from Brad. That's going to be a rough look for a winger.
Yeah, I'm struggling to process all this as it comes through.
Yeah, but
Um,
subreddit, someone tell me something.
yeah, it's okay. So what do we know so far? So Porzingis is going to the Celtics.
Yeah,
Brogdon is most likely going to Memphis. Tyus
has to
Jones is
be.
going back to Washington. There's got to be draft capital involved. We don't know the status of the 35th pick in the second round yet, but we're assuming that there's some draft capital going back to.
This
Why
is
would the Grizzlies do
well,
that?
yes, this is the picture we need. Good job, Claire Deloon. Like this is now we got to try and figure it out. Why would the Grizz do that?
Hmm.
Because I thought the Grizz were in the market for a wing. I thought the Grizz were going to be in the market for Mikael Bridges, for OG Anunoby. Is the fact that Toronto is still in the market for a point guard due to Fred VanVleet leaving, someone that's like, would Toronto prefer a Malcolm Brogdon to a Tyus Jones, someone with an extra year of money? Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. It's hard to say because I guess now you just start because Brogdon and Bain is a buff. It's a shredded. It's a pumped and jacked backcourt. Like that's a lot of biceps. So maybe that's what they're thinking. They almost kind of look like
What? What?
related.
Oh my God!
What do we
Marcus
got?
Smart traded to Memphis. What the fuck?
Oh,
Oh, what is going on? What is going on? No, no, Jake.
I don't know
No.
how to. No, what?
Wait. So okay. So Brogdon's gone. Smart's gone. What is
Porzingis
going
is
on?
in. No, this is not fun anymore.
There's the tweet right there from Shams. Boston is trading Marcus Smart to Memphis.
Where did you come from, Shams? You haven't been reporting anything all day.
Holy shit. Okay, so if I can zoom out,
Zoom out. Oh
like
man, I feel sick.
that, like end of an era. There's no words. There's no words.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Jackson sent me a box of Wicked Smarts the other day, and it was a bad idea. I have to eat them now, I guess. That's the only way that we can end the curse.
Why did you support it there? What the? Grizzlies have been searching
What?
for a tough-minded veteran. So they're getting Brogdon. So is Brogdon going to with them Washington still?
We don't know. We don't know.
Are we
But
keeping
Brogdon was in the
Brogdon?
initial report, so Brogdon's definitely outgoing.
No, was he though? The Boston Celtics are finalizing a deal to acquire Porzingis. It doesn't say anything about Brogdon.
Oh shit.
Maybe
Shit.
that's how this deal gets done.
So Smart is
Smart goes,
gone.
Brogdon stays.
Brogdon knows that we essentially traded him and now he's coming back.
Yeah, but this is the game, dude. Like we traded Smart too, bro. This is how it goes. Now,
Holy shit. Marcus Smart, man.
dude. Damn, I want Tyus Jones.
I want Marcus Smart.
Yeah, me too.
League source confirms Smart is being sent to the Grizzlies in the revamped deal for Kristaps Porzingis. A stunner.
What
Man, now
the
so much
hell?
more pressure on Porzingis to live up
Yeah,
to
dude.
the fan
Yeah.
base's expectations because it's like
Before
Marcus Smart died for this.
before it was just like, hey man, we just sent you out for Brogsy and whatever, and life goes on. And then we got Middleton's declining his option. We already knew that was going to happen pretty much. Oh, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to process this really.
No. I
I'm not
thought we
ready
had
to.
a simple task ahead of us, Jake, which was
Yeah,
react
I thought
to the
just
Porzingis
Porzingis is
trade.
coming in, dude. Oh my
That
god.
is absolutely devastating. This is like so much has to happen now. Like even from our perspective, right? We've
Yeah,
got to
dude.
do the Marcus Smart farewell podcast, the videos, the highlights,
Oh,
the
oh,
yeah,
he's gonna
Greeny is
fit. Oh, he's gonna fit in so well in Memphis. Wow, man. Yeah, like that's a great fit. He's like if Dylan Brooks was actually good. Holy
yeah.
shit.
I honestly Can't comprehend a world without Marcus Smart in it, in our little Celtics world here.
Dude, I actually feel like sick.
Yeah.
What the
What do we?
heck?
Well, we're not going to end the stream. We'll
What
keep
do we
going,
do?
but
What do we do?
I'm speechless. A stream that people
Marcus!
tune in to hear you talk. I have no
Marcus.
words.
Yeah, so as of now, it feels like we still have Brogdon,
Guess so. Yep.
which
So if
which
we
is
so if we
so
try and
weird.
figure out the structure a little bit, so Tyus Jones goes from
Well,
Memphis.
Grizzlies. Well. We got two first round picks. Holy shit! They're sending
Whoa.
2023 and 2024 first round picks.
Whoa.
Oh,
Holy shit.
wait. So the Grizzlies are sending number 25 on Thursday night and a 2024 pick by Golden State for Smart. Okay. I feel better. I feel
Brad's
better.
going to draft in the first round.
I feel better now. Okay.
Ah,
Holy shit, dude.
what is going on? I
What
feel
is
like this is
happening?
a joke. This is a
I feel like I
joke.
need to take my clothes off, but it's very cold. I'm
You'll
very
get
hot.
us banned.
I feel like I have a fever.
I should
Oh,
have busted out a notepad so we can document everything that's happening. So Smart's gone to Memphis. Tyus Jones goes from Memphis to the Wiz. We've still got Brogdon. We've got
holy sh-
two first round picks,
two
and we're
firsts,
getting
and
Porzingis.
we still have pick 35.
Yeah.
Dude, how did Brad pivot to this? How did you go from like deals falling apart? You have like an hour to figure this shit out, and all of a sudden it's a 3-team deal where you're sending out one of the longest tenured Celtic, the heart and soul of the team, to Memphis for 2 more first round picks. How is he pulling in Porzingis? How has he done all of this as well? We still have Grant as well. Like, this dude is a
Oh
mastermind.
yeah, Grant.
Where is the Doctor Strange meme? Like, he's like, this is us. This is us.
Yes.
We are Charlie Day in the mailroom that has no idea how anything works on planet Earth. And Brad Stevens is Doctor Strange running through every possible scenario that exists in the universe. And if something goes wrong, he just pivots to the next 1 trillion scenarios. Oh my
Uh,
God.
okay, so
Yeah.
there's more news. Sorry to cut you off. So
No, no.
this is from Himmelsbach. According to a league source, the Celtics are also sending Danilo Gallinari and Mike Muscala to the Wizards in the Porzingis
Yeah,
trade.
that makes sense.
I'm just like, I'm gonna miss Marcus Smart, man.
Oh no, Joe. This is awful, awful, awful.
Yes, it is kind of awful. This is the sort of thing where we need like
Oh,
days to process it.
holy hell, dude. I know this is really tough for Joe because we still have Brogdon and we lost Smart.
And just to talk selfishly for a second, like for a second, the podcast we did earlier today was revived. We could put that out.
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah.
scrap that.
It was
It's
revived and then
gone.
it was dead and now it's alive again. I guess what we're doing now is
It's so not
alive.
alive. It's everything has changed. Everything has changed.
Well, I mean, talking about how Porzingis fits still is fits,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
But talking about how this tectonic shift with Smart gone
oh
just
my
like
God,
affects our
dude.
actual lives. Like I don't know what to say. Don't know what to
Marcus,
say.
man. Hang on. Top 4 protected, then top 1 protected or whatever. Okay. That's cool. I guess. I don't really
Yep. Top four protected. Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
like, Memphis is not going to
So
be in the top 4.
so
What is
pick 35 and pick 23 tomorrow. Is that correct, Jake? From what you've read?
pick 25, I think.
25. Okay. Does Brad Stevens bundle those picks and try and get up? Like, obviously, there's more moves to come. There's more moves
All
coming.
right, I'm going on the trade machine.
Wow. All right, I'm going
Can
to keep an eye
we
on the Twitter feed here. It's coming in hot, though. It's coming
Okay,
in fast.
so now this is what you do. This is what you do. You sign and trade Grant to the Raptors for the 2 first-round picks you just got and pick 35 for OG Anunoby.
OG, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's
And then you get a
that's
little bit of that toughness back.
yeah, because now you're starting. Obviously, Derek White's the starting point guard. I would still bring Brogdon off the bench, and you go Jalen, Jason, OG, Porzingis, and you just win the title.
Just win the title, man. That's all
Just
it
win the title.
takes.
Easy,
How
dude.
how are we going to win a title and not have a
I
moment
know.
where Marcus
I
Smart
know.
hoists the trophy?
He
What?
could. I would like. He still gets a ring no matter what.
Yeah, please. Absolutely.
Holy hell,
Imagine
dude!
Memphis, Boston, first game. Marcus Smart returns to the arena. Like, we won't
It'll
have
be
seen a
tears,
moment
man.
like that since Paul Pierce's first visit back in a
Yeah,
Brooklyn
right.
jersey.
And like, we never really got the proper IT reunion thing because he got injured and then
Yeah,
COVID. Like, it's just like we never really got it. But like he was like him coming back in the Garden during Game 7 against the Heat, right? Like he still got that standing ovation. This is a completely different level. Right? I know Smart was always polarizing, but you can see from the chat right here, like,
there we go. We lost that 35th pick. Sorry to interrupt you.
okay, all right, cool. So okay, so we moved up at 10 spots and got an additional. That that makes it a little
Still an
crazy.
upgrade. It's still an
Oh,
upgrade
obviously, yeah.
though.
Still got a first-round pick on top of it. And whose first-round pick is it? It's the
Two first round picks. So it's Memphis's tomorrow, pick
yeah,
25.
yeah.
And then it's the Warriors first
Warriors
rounder next year, which will
next
be
year.
top four protected.
Okay, that's a good pick. That's
Yeah.
an old. That's an old team.
Yeah.
That's
And
an old
next year
team.
they'll be older.
That's an old
Yep.
team. Okay, well now we have incentive as well. Well, now it's like okay, we want bad things to happen to the Warriors, which we kind of already did. Um,
But dude, you'd have to clone like a Michael Jordan 1991 replicant and then bring him to the table and say, I offer him to you for Marcus Smart. And I'm at least like spinning around in my
oh,
chair thinking, do I do this? That's what I know that he's not priceless, and we've had our criticisms of him, as recently as these playoffs. But just one of those people that you don't think you're ever going to have to live without, as melodramatic as that sounds.
dude, he survived everything.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the this is I mean look, this is the Clippers' fault. Like it was
Mhm.
simple, it was clean, life was good, and now we have like real. It was too easy. This is the Celtics. It just can't be the straightforward. It has to be pain.
And Brad must be so in on Porzingis to be like, fuck it, we're going another
Yeah,
direction. We're getting
yeah,
Porzingis,
yeah.
keeping Brogdon.
It's kind of crazy, dude. Like this is. I mean, this is Brad's first giant move. Obviously, like
Yeah,
his first. Like how ruthless is Brad? How emotional? How sentimental is Brad? Not that. Not that sentimental. Obviously, like
he's
and
ruthless, man.
which I guess like which is good. Like you have to be. Like you have to be ruthless. You just what do we got? Michael
Not
Winger.
that ruthless.
I mean, yeah, I mean Marcus and look, okay, let's talk about Marcus, I guess, like and where he is in his career, right? So he wins defensive player of the year 2 years ago. He was bad defensively in the regular season for Marcus Smart standards and was much better on defense in the playoffs. He's going to be what 30 next year. I'm just
Yeah, I
trying to
believe so.
like I'm just trying to like rationalize
Yeah, he's
like
29. Yeah, turns 30 in March.
obviously we wanted him more. Obviously wanted him more than Brogdon. Now the question is like obviously Brogdon's on the table. I want like how much is Brogdon still on the table? Sorry, we
I
haven't put
mean,
any chats up. Like we've got huge W. We've got absolutely horrible trade period. Can't believe we lost Smart. I'm gonna cry. Like
yeah.
yeah,
So
look,
I want to
yeah,
hear from people in the chat. Like, if it's a huge W, why? If you're against it, why? We've been sharing our opinions, but like it's nuanced, right? Just given the tenure from Smart and what he's given to the team and how much like he is the team's culture. This podcast, First to the Floor,
yeah,
1000% like essentially named in tribute to Marcus Smart. Like he means so much to the team and the fan base. I'm sure that I'll come around to looking at it objectively as a win, just given the draft capital and Zinger if he manages to stay on the court. But fuck. Sorry, Jake. I think I cut you off there. I'm
No,
all over the place.
I don't know. I don't know what I was saying. Um, yeah. So this becomes the risk. The risk feels like it's the factor of magnitude has gone up pretty significantly here.
Mhm.
So yeah, just yeah. All I know is I believe in Brad's like ability to understand what the hell's going on. Like he knows what he's doing, man. Like he has his hands in the pies. Doctor Strange. Gonna have to. I mean, we had President Brad, but this guy's just like moving in ways that people do not see. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
always been like that basketball genius, and we're gonna see if this works out. Like obviously, there's no. Okay, what I just want to read. I just want to read my like main Woj and Shams feed again, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. But no, nothing's updated. So
yeah. And for those who have just tuned in, so this is just a screen share of Twitter. So the column on the right is like your newsbreakers. The column on the left is the regular folk, you and I,
yeah,
reacting to everything that's going on. So the column on the right is the one to focus on. That's where news is going to be broken. Um, But yeah, I mean, it's happened, and draft capital maneuverability, right? Just going into tomorrow, and we've got our live stream of the draft happening. We'll adopt a similar format, but it's going to be a little bit more glossy. And there's so much more potential for moves to go down.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
everything's up in the air.
yeah. Clearly, Brad thinks we need to make moves. Like clearly, look, we were all like, Brad just does what he says. Oh, Steve Jones tweet. Let's go find that one. Someone smart that can help me think. Um, like clearly, Brad understands that like this team's not perfect. Um, like, and moves needed to be made, um, one way or another. And so I would not be. Actually, I already read this.
It's a
This
retweet.
thread. It's a thread, but it's a good thread on kind of how Porzingis is going to fit offensively and defensively. I would not be surprised. I'm just now expecting more fireworks. Like if we've learned anything, oh man, we ran the Charles Lee Marcus Smart highlights yesterday.
What Phil Pressey as well
Well,
has
that's what I
played
was.
with Marcus
That's what I
Smart.
meant. That's what I
Yeah,
meant.
like uh there's so like at least I don't know for us, man. It's a podcast for days and live streams for days now. Like
Look,
this is hours of content.
as a content consumer, dude, like I cannot wait. I'm. Are we getting a Bill Simmons? What time is it? I guess he's in LA. Are we gonna get a Bill Simmons emergency pod tonight? 12:15 in New York. Only 9:15
Oh, he'll
in
be up.
LA. He'll be up. He'll be freaking out. I'm surprised I haven't seen his tweet come across the timeline yet. Like,
Who? And because I'm thinking maybe the answer to this is Bill Simmons. Who's like the number one qualified person in the world, in the media world, to do like the monologue, the Marcus Smart like 20-minute monologue on like here's what he meant to the franchise and the fans. I kind of want it to be Bill Simmons.
it is, but he also was always like to be. He's always been the one trying to trade Marcus, and then which has always pissed me off. But like, if Brad's willing to trade Marcus, then like maybe he was right.
Yeah,
So I mean, Simmons is obviously the guy. I always like Michael Pina. He always does a good
Michael the
job of
Pod Pena.
Michael the Pod Pina. Trying to think like I'll be very interested to like Rosillo's not doesn't have that emotional connection like Simmons does. Like who are the? I mean, we're obviously like it's like Simmons, Ben, Jake, Spoonie, Jackson, Joe
Yeah,
in the
it could
next
be
tier.
Joe.
Yeah,
I think
Joe.
Joe, our New Zealand correspondent, might actually be the most qualified person in the world to give the
Oh,
Marcus Smart monologue.
it's Greeny.
Oh, of course.
It's
Of course.
Greeny.
Oh, we got to get Greeny back on the
We gotta get
pod.
Greeny
Pick
on.
him
Well,
up off the floor.
should we see? Should we ask him to come on now?
Yeah. You want to drop him a DM?
Oh, DM him.
I don't think he'll be physically capable.
Yeah.
So while you're doing that, so as far as Keith Smith, our buddy, can tell, the full deal is Boston gets Porzingis, the 25th pick tomorrow, and a future Golden State Warriors first round pick, which we have heard is top four protected next year. Memphis get Marcus Smart alone, which is everything in the world, and Washington get Tyus Jones, Gallo, Mike the Moose Muscala, and our previously owned 35th pick there. Thanks to Keith Smith for summarizing all of that, which we are clearly incapable of. And I think you can excuse us for that being the case. Um, just wow. I mean, yeah, goes back to like one of the first things I said is that like Porzingis just better be fucking good
Yeah.
because like parts of our soul have died for this now. I hope he knows that.
Oh man, he does. He does. I guarantee you, Brad probably cried. I would not be
Yeah,
shocked
I
if
hope.
Brad cried.
Yeah, tears must have been shed on the call.
Like we're gonna get a press conference after the draft with whoever, if we draft anyone. Okay, Greeny just posted his blog. So
Yep.
if he's if he hasn't like muted me, he might see the DMs. Um,
Give me 1 minute, Jake. I gotta my AirPods running out of battery. I gotta grab the other
yeah,
one. I'll be right back.
no, you're good. Oh man, like we're gonna get a post like a press conference after the draft. You know, if we draft anyone or if we make any more moves, and like I would not be surprised if we get Brad Stevens just like shedding a tear talking about Marcus Smart. Like how many years like how many years was Brad coaching before Marcus came in? Was it like one or two? Like Marcus was there for the whole Brad time, and as soon as they drafted Marcus, made the playoffs, and that was it. Yeah, dude. Oh, Marcus Smart Grizzlies jersey. Yes, yes, and they've got some sick jerseys too. Yeah. So what's the deal? Yeah, what's the deal with Brogdon? Like, if Brad was willing to do this, does that mean that he's like more comfortable rolling with Brogdon? It was just an elbow thing, like, and he hadn't had surgery or anything on it yet. Like, I don't know, man. He like from a lower body perspective, he was completely fine, which was like the whole thing with Brogdon. Get Brogdon out of here. Well, look, the Brogdon for OG Ananobi, that's the trade now where I'd be willing to throw the 25th and the Golden State pick. Or like surely, like, I don't know, how much value does this freaking OG Ananobi dude have? Like, he was not part of the Raptors team that won the title. He was injured, came back, and they didn't want to mess with what they had chemistry wise. So he wasn't part of that team. And since then, the best team that he was on was the team that the Celtics beat in the bubble, where he hit that shot over Taco, which was one of the like that's a disastrously haunting shot. But I mean, yeah, I look. Of course, we'd rather have Smart than Brogdon, but clearly, like this needed to happen to get it done, and clearly, Brad sees this as like if Porzingis can be healthy, like he is like a borderline, like he's like a fringe all star level talent. That's how good he can be. But there's not. Yeah, so the Clippers backed out apparently because of Brogdon's medicals. But
Yeah.
what could they have possibly have learnt in the last hour before the deal went through versus the 8 hours before that? It's very odd. As opposed, maybe they were just like, maybe it is too much risk to add Brogdon on top of Kawhi and Paul George. Flip Brogdon for
Well,
CP3, do another trade for Washington. But no, they don't want the extra years.
and look at our risk now. Like we've taken back on that Brogdon risk.
Yeah,
Smart's gone. We've brought on the Porzingis risk. There's no denying the talent, but there is a lot of inherent risk in going down this path. I'm starting like I'm looking at like what Brad has brought back for
yeah,
like Marcus Smart,
yeah.
and pieces like Gallo and Muscala in the 35th pick, and like I think if you're a neutral fan, you're looking at it being like holy shit. Like, look how much Brad Stevens got for Marcus Smart, who for non-Celtics fans, I think for a lot of them, Smart is like an unremarkable player. Obviously, he's our world, but I think objectively it's a good trade. But this is one of those things where emotionally, like we're sort of like unequipped to talk about it objectively.
Yeah, I do think that the national perspective is going to be quite positive on this, would be my guess. But that's because the national media's always seemed to undervalue Smart relative to what a lot of Celtics fans have thought. So I'm guessing that um, it's going to be pretty positive, especially when you add moving up 10 spots in the draft and getting an additional pick. Like Steph Curry got injured and missed the entire season, literally 2 years ago, and they got the second pick in the draft. So it's top 4 protected this year. Is that what you said?
Yes, that's one. That's what one tweet said, but I haven't seen that
Yeah.
repeated anywhere at all. So we probably want better confirmation on that. But that's what one
Like
tweet said. Yes.
like Draymond could be gone. This could be, man. This could be one of those picks. You never know. But regardless, worst case, it's like it's another first round pick, which are obviously valuable. Oh man,
This is a lot.
I don't even
I'm
know,
glad we're
man.
doing this. It's
And
like being in a therapy room when your trauma that you need therapy
it's
for
coming up.
actually happens.
Yeah,
Um,
dude. It's
but shit.
like you always yeah, you can be worrying about shit that's never gonna happen, and then one of the things that's never gonna happen actually happens. You're like, oh no, all my worst fears have come true. But this is
So
look,
so
yeah,
sorry. Go
you go,
ahead.
you go, you go.
Well, Brad goes to bed now, surely, because he's like
Good
a
luck, dude.
and has like the best sleep of his life because like he's a like a president slash robot with no emotions. And then he wakes up and then he probably gets cooking again, right? Because there's just too much up in the air as far as the draft capital they've acquired. Like it seems unlikely that they're going to make the 25th pick tomorrow and insert that player as a contributor. Like they could, and there are people available at that range that could help, but more likely they're going to be investigating opportunities around, like you said, OG Anunoby and can a Grant side and trade be part of that, and bringing in more, of a top 7, top 8 playoff level rotation, especially with Marcus Smart out the door now. Like for all his faults, he was, aside from Tatum, the one guy really who could reliably conduct and arrange the offense, particularly in the postseason. So like we've lost that. And Derek White's great, Malcolm Brogdon's great. I don't know if we can really anticipate or expect those guys to pick up that skill set over the offseason.
Well,
And so I
I
think Brad's got to be out there hunting.
I this is a huge. Not only is this a Porzingis bet, this is a Derek White bet, and I'm starting to get a little bit jealous. Like, does Brad have his own like presidential suite with the mistress that I don't know about? Because
Certainly does. Yeah.
yeah, and fair enough, Derek. I understand that if I've got a mistress and you don't, you can have a mistress as well, and it's going to be Brad Stevens, and that's fair. But this is a huge vote of confidence into Derek. Like this is like, hey, Derek, we saw what you did last season. We saw what you were capable of, and we're gonna make you turn it. We're gonna force you to turn into that guy. Like that stretch when Marcus went down. Like look back to that stretch when Marcus was injured and Derek White played the best basketball of his career.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's the move. And so yeah, let's say I don't know. Do you think if you had to guess, do we move Brogdon? Because that's the question. Is now I'm saying Pritchard gone. We got JD Davidson. There's De'Am Madar. Like we now have like 3 like backup guards that could potentially fill the Brogdon Smart role. It's just like it's a complete roster rebalance.
Yeah, I mean Pritchard's not gone
No.
unless we acquire more guard talent. Yeah, sorry, I'm at a loss
Yeah,
for words.
I'm trying to read stuff like my phone. Like Woj tweeted a couple minutes ago. Like,
Yeah, right.
but it was just the Muscala, Danilo Gallinari stuff. I was
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean
hoping we.
sorry, well, whether it was Brogdon or Smart going out, like if anything, that was going to elevate Pritchard's role, which is something that he has apparently been and rightfully been calling out for. So I don't see Pritchard as gone now. Whether it was, like I said, whether it was Marcus or Brogdon going out, do we keep Brogdon again unless we can be sure that we're acquiring some, just sub All Star level guard talent? Then we've got to hold on to Brogdon unless we can get something as useful in return. And sure, like maybe there was a mix up mentally for him as far as what his role was last year, but like we've got to hang on to Brogdon for dear life unless we can get something as far as guard talent is concerned back for him.
Okay, so you don't feel comfortable if we trade Brogdon for, I mean, dream case scenario is Onanobi. I mean, we talked about Bojan Bogdanovic. Hang on, all my Brogdon trades are relevant again.
The valid again, amazing.
I can pull some of them in. Which of them makes sense? So the Clippers are out. The Jazz are out because Kelly Olynyk, Porzingis is just a super advanced, supersized, super saiyan version. Um, like, do we go for a Larry Nance? A Larry Nance for Whoa, Ben's on the move.
I'm cooking a brisket out here, man. I gotta keep an eye on this stuff. Gotta keep my
How good's
temperature level.
What are you cooking it in? Like a smoker?
Yeah, can you see this thing?
Oh hell yeah,
Yeah,
that's legit.
got a long way to
Hell,
go. Several.
no, you're like Brad Stevens out here, just cooking up a storm. Love it. So anyone in the chat, like, if you throw out a Brogdon trade, there's Malcolm Brogdon for a Larry Nance trade. I don't know if we actually need to include a first round pick to get that done, but like another guy that can play like power forward wing style, that's potentially an option. Um, yeah, mate, Aussies, we love brisket. Don't you worry about that. Brogdon, Rob, and Grant for Trey. Holy hell! That's never happening for Atlanta. Um, but this is very interesting now. These draft and stash guys like Begaron, Yam, JD. Could be very interesting. Yeah, Larry Nance, I think would be great wing depth. They're definitely looking to make moves as well. Um, I've got some other ones in here. The Pistons and the Clippers don't make sense anymore. The Raptors for Thad Young and Boucher, you guys didn't really like that. From a wing perspective, who did I have for the Nets? I had Dorian Finney-Smith. Because now we have a picks. Like we have kind of an extra first round pick. Do we throw a first round pick at Dorian Finney-Smith? That would be naughty.
I
Is
don't think
that
he's
too
worth it.
much? Is that too much? Because
Yes,
do we just try and draft Dorian Finney-Smith with the 25th pick here?
I think I'd prefer to go down that road because at least there's upside. I think we know who DFS is,
Yeah.
and I just don't think he cuts the mustard for us. I'm really worried about our guard rotation still.
Mate, we got Jason Tatum. This is Tatum time. It's like
Yeah, but the season at their best last year, early on, like he was doing so much more off-ball stuff.
yes.
And Smart was doing a really good job of setting him up for success there. I just don't think that we can go back to put the ball in Tatum's hands, as a playmaker, more than 50% of the time and expect to succeed out of that. I think we need someone who can set the table. Smart was so good at that.
Yeah. Keith Smith, that trade has worked out insanely well for the Celtics, and Pierce has clearly gotten over it. Would it be insane if Brad traded? Look, man. Firstly, thank you for the super chat. Very appreciated.
Yeah, thanks.
Like, I don't know now. I assume not. I would be stunned again. I'm not like I'm slightly more prepared for it now. I guess I actually appreciate you bringing this thought into my mind because so I'm not like I can like
I'm gonna say no.
pre-grieve. No, right?
That's
I
not
don't
gonna
think
happen.
so.
That's
I
not
don't
gonna
think
happen.
so.
That's your
But
core.
yeah,
Like at the end of the day, it's the Jays, and unless something unreal, unless something amazing comes up, and I just think Scoot's not that. Um, yeah, Yeah, like we're still in this winning window, right? Like
Of
this
course.
trade doesn't alter that, and a
No.
trade for like Jalen for Scoot would
Yeah.
reset the window essentially. That's not going to happen. I'm pretty
Yeah.
confident in saying that. No one
Wow,
record this.
that's gross. That's gross. Those Marcus Smart in the Grizzlies jersey, blue hair. Oh my god, that's tough,
It hurts
man.
my soul.
Look, man, the Celtics were as loyal to the to Marcus as you can be. I don't know. Like this is the NBA. Oh, I can't believe that this has happened.
So, how do you feel about like say Brogdon is like would he be like so Derek White's the starting point guard? Would Brogdon be the two?
No, 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 no,
Right.
no, no.
Okay. So that now I'm starting to comprehend Richard being gone because if Brogdon is going to be the first guy off the bench, then essentially Pritchard's in the same situation, I guess. Um,
Yes.
so say Malcolm Brogdon does play for the Celtics game one
Hmm.
next season, like
Yeah.
are we booing him? Because it's like it's kind of your fault, man, that we lost Marcus Smart.
Why did you hurt your elbow, dude? We
Yeah,
could have
and
just
like why didn't
traded
you
you.
do shit about that? Like the
Yeah.
season ended, get treatment, like get like a treatment plan so that we can slide that under the desk of the Clippers management and make that trade happen to begin with. You don't have to trade Marcus Smart. I don't know, man. I
You
don't know.
can't.
It's all raw. These are
You
raw
can't. Yeah,
reactions.
I don't think you can boo Brogdon, but because he didn't do anything. But I don't know. I think they're going to be trying to trade Brogdon still. That would be my guess. And you go with Pritchard, JD, and that changes now your draft stuff. Like because before all we really were looking at was wings and big men, and now you can if you move Brogdon for a wing, Larry Nance or Finney Smith or whatever, you open that up to guards. It's complete, which is good. You would give you some more
Hmm.
options in the draft, but I don't think you do need to get a guard back in this package. Like, um, yeah, you just roll with Derek and Tatum as the ball handlers. Like Derek's
Hmm.
I think it's just the everybody eats type offense, and you got JD and Porzingis running pick and roll in the second unit. Like, I want man, this is crazy, dude.
Okay, so yeah, so we think Brogdon's still gone. Essentially, is what we're getting at.
If I had to guess, um, I guess I don't know, but like anything on the table, it's hard to tell what his value is now.
Yeah, yeah. So much up in the air, and I assume that we're going to find out like we'll know in 24 hours, right? Like so much
Yeah,
is going to happen around the draft.
yeah.
That's going to influence a lot of Brad's decisions. Whatever happens with Brogdon's obviously going to influence Pritchard and vice versa. Um, I like Pritchard. Like I like the money he's on. I like what he does. I like his energy off the bench. So in that sense, I'm in favor of moving Brogdon to elevate Pritchard's role a little bit. Um, yeah, man. Fuck.
This is
Marcus
definitely
Smart. He's
Marcus,
gone.
man. What man? Everything, everything. I mean, I have visions of, when he was I think it was the game where the Houston game where he draws the two charges on Harden and he's he takes the jersey that says Boston and he's like underlining it aggressively. I don't even know
Yeah,
if
man.
that was that game, but like that's what comes to mind. It's like the KG with the jersey, Boston. It's Marcus
Hmm.
Smart like grabbing that jersey and saying Boston. Like he was this generation of the Celtics. Like in the conference finals with IT, where can't even play in the conference finals, and the one game that we win, Marcus Smart goes like 7 for 9 for three. You
Yeah, that
know,
was our first glance at like, ooh, like point guard Marcus Smart. I mean, he did hit a shitload of threes. The other game he
yeah,
hit a shitload of threes in. Game two against the Raptors in the
yeah,
bubble
yeah,
kept us alive in that game. And then the chase down block in game seven in that same series
yeah,
on
yeah,
Norman Powell, I think it
yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah.
Winning plays, like the
Dude,
embodiment of winning plays.
game 6 against Philly this season in Philly, where Tatum's just like concussed, and Marcus Smart has like the 25-7 game and keeps the Celtics in it, which allows Tatum to save us, which gives us the Tatum 50 bomb. Like whenever we felt like we needed him, he was there. And
Hmm.
look, Derek White's got big shoes to fill. Like as much as I believe in Derek's talent and ability, or what's Bill Simmons? Oh, that's 2 hours ago.
Yeah,
Um,
three sweet.
as good as Derek has been, I think his ceiling this season was no question was better than Marcus, but the fearlessness that Marcus Smart brought to a team, brought to the playoffs, like people always were like, "Oh, we don't want Marcus Smart taking the last shot," but you need people like that. Okay, Bill Barnwell,
Mhm.
everyone but the Celtics fans. Oh my god, how the Celtics pull this off? So this is the worst day of my life.
That makes me feel better.
It
Like
hurts,
that's
bro.
that's what you need. You need the outside objective view on
Yeah,
things to bring things into perspective. It doesn't hurt any less.
no,
But like, yeah, some good Marcus Smart content coming in through Twitter, which I'm gonna spend all afternoon
yeah.
perusing.
Okay, so Marcus Smart will be. He's got 3 more years on his contract after this, which will make him 33. So he can still come back after that, and help us.
Ira Celtic.
Yeah. Well, he'll be only 33. I mean, assuming Marcus Smart continues to play, like Marcus Smart, he might be dead by then, but um, he can still come back. He'll be like, I'm trying to think, he'll be like Sean Livingston for the Warriors when the Celtics are in the
Uh-huh.
midst of their dynasty run. You know,
Yep.
we can bring back Marcus. Oh boy,
Well,
that's
we got to
probably a good
start to
place
wrap
to
this
end it.
up.
Yeah,
I got to get back to work, and
yeah.
somehow get back to my life with this new knowledge that Marcus Smart is no longer a Celtic. Like we mentioned, we are going to be live streaming the draft tomorrow. The
Yeah.
energy, we'll pick ourselves back up. The energy is going to
Oh, mate.
be a lot higher. We're going to have all kinds of bits and bobs on screen so that you can stick here with us on the stream and be completely informed as to what's going on. And yeah, DJ Daniel in the chat. This is absolutely shocking. Um, so we're looking forward to that, and like you probably will get some of our more I guess refined reactions to everything that's happened. Jake's face says it all at the moment. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I don't have any other words. Jake, anything you want to say to wrap it up?
Oh my, I love you, Marcus. I love
Yeah,
you. Love you
love and
forever.
trust. Love and trust. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.